70% of female hair loss is caused by iron deficiency. Not biotin deficiency, not bad shampoo, iron. And the ferritin level your doctor calls normal might not be anywhere near enough for your hair to actually grow. So if your hair is thinning, your skin is aging faster than it should, or your nails won't stop peeling, they are not the problem. They're a messenger. And today we're decoding what they're trying to tell you. Welcome to Wild is Wise. I'm Sara, a former private investigator who ditched the high-stress legal life after a major health crisis. I rebuilt my health from the ground up through nutrition and functional medicine, and now I'm here to uncover the truth about women's wellness and translate it so you can make informed decisions about your health. On this podcast, we break down women's nutrition and physiology with real research and actionable tips. And here's the core philosophy. What's found in nature is often exactly what our biology is wired to thrive on. We get nerdy with the science, but keep it practical for everyday life. If you're ready to understand what your body actually needs, you're in the right place. As always, this podcast is educational, not medical advice. Please talk to your healthcare provider before making any changes. Let's jump in. Here's something I wish someone had told me years ago. Your hair, skin, and nails are the last tissues to receive nutrients. Your body has a triage system. When resources are limited, it sends nutrients to the organs that keep you alive first. Your heart, brain, liver, lungs. That means your hair follicles, your skin cells, your nail beds, they're at the back of the line. Which means by the time you notice your hair thinning, your skin looking dull, or your nails peeling apart, your body has been running low on something for a while. These aren't early warning signs, they're the late ones. Think of it like the fuel gauge in your car. Your hair, skin, and nails aren't the engine light, they're the gauge hitting empty. The engine has been struggling for miles. Let's start with hair, because this is the one that terrifies women the most, and for good reason. Losing hair feels very personal, it feels visible, it feels like something is wrong with you. I know when I went through my postpartum period after having my daughter, I suffered with postpartum hair loss, which many of us do, and I understand the very real freak out moments that you have when you are dealing with hair loss. It is not fun. But the most common cause of hair loss in women isn't genetics, and it's not your shampoo, like you need to buy some fancier shampoo, and it's not even stress alone, though stress does play a role. It's iron. A 2023 study of 155 women with hair loss found that iron deficiency accounted for over 70% of all female alopecia cases. 70%. And here's the part that makes me want to shake somebody. The ferritin level that your doctor calls normal on your lab work might not be anywhere near adequate for hair growth. Standard lab ranges start as low as 12 nanograms per milliliter, but researchers found that hair follicles need ferritin levels between 40 and 60 to actually do their jobs. That means you can have a ferritin of 20, your doctor says you're fine, and your hair is falling out because your body is rationing iron to keep your heart and brain running. If you listen to episode 11 about midlife fatigue, this probably sounds familiar. It's the same concept. Normal labs don't necessarily mean optimal for you. Now, iron isn't the only player here. A 2024 study of nearly 24,000 patients found that zinc levels were significantly lower in people with hair loss. Zinc helps regulate the hair growth cycle and repairs follicle tissue. And then there's another study of about 500 women that found that hypothyroidism nearly doubled the severity of hair shedding compared to women with a normal thyroid function. And over half of women with stress-related diffuse shedding were deficient in vitamin D. But I want to address the elephant in the room here, and that is biotin, the supplement industry's golden child for hair growth. A 2024 systematic review in the Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology looked at every quality study available on biotin and hair loss. They found exactly 3 that met their standards, and the best one, it was a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial that found no significant difference between biotin and a placebo for hair growth. The researchers' conclusion was direct. The evidence does not support biotin supplementation for hair loss in people who are not biotin deficient, and most people eating a normal diet are not biotin deficient. So if you've been spending $30 a month on those little biotin biotin gummies and you're still suffering with your hair loss, it's probably not because you need more biotin. It could be because nobody checked your ferritin, your vitamin D, your zinc, or your thyroid. Now, let's shift gears to your skin. Your skin is your largest organ, and it is brutally honest. Dryness, dullness, breakouts, premature wrinkling, that sallow look that you can't seem to fix with a highlighter, these aren't just aging. They're signals. Let's talk about what's happening underneath. One of the most exciting areas of recent research is the gut-skin axis. A 2024 editorial in Frontiers in Microbiology confirmed what integrative practitioners have been saying for years. There's a direct biodirectional relationship between your gut microbiome and your skin. When your gut is inflamed or your microbiome is out of balance, your skin shows it. Acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, these conditions aren't just skin problems, they often start in the gut. If you listened to episode 2 about gut health and energy or episode 8 about super herbs, this connection won't surprise you. Your gut bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce systematic inflammation. And when that system breaks down, inflammation shows up everywhere, including your face. Then there's vitamin D. A 2025 review found that vitamin D regulates keratinocyte function, supports your skin barrier integrity, and suppresses the inflammatory pathways that accelerate aging. It also found that collagen degradation accelerates significantly in postmenopausal women as estrogen drops. If you're in perimenopause and your skin suddenly feels like it's aged overnight, it's not in your head. Your hormones are literally changing the structure of your skin. And I want to be honest about collagen because it is everywhere right now. A 2023 meta-analysis of over 1,700 patients found that hydrolyzed collagen did improve skin elasticity. But a 2025 meta-analysis of 23 randomized controlled trials found something a little more nuanced. The studies that were funded by supplement companies showed positive results. The ones that weren't, no significant effect. And across the board, higher quality studies showed weaker results. That does not mean collagen is useless. It means that we should be more realistic about what a powder in your smoothie can and cannot do, and more focused on giving your body the building blocks to make its own collagen. Those are vitamin C, zinc, glycine, and proline, which, by the way, are found in high concentrations in organ meats and bone broth. Nature packaged these together for a reason. Nails don't get as much attention as hair and skin, but they're one of the most reliable indicators of what's happening nutritionally. I'll be honest, I ignored my nails for years. I figured some women just had strong nails and I wasn't one of them. It wasn't until I started learning about micronutrient status that I realized my thin peeling nails weren't a genetic thing. They were an iron thing. Vertical ridges, brittleness, peeling, slow growth, spoon-shaped nails, each one of these things tells a specific story. Iron deficiency is the nutrient most strongly linked to vertical nail ridges and brittleness. Low iron affects how your body builds that nail protein, and it can result in thin, ridged nails that crack easily. So if your nails have gotten worse over time, and maybe you're also dealing with some hair shedding, that's two messengers right there that might be pointing to the same root cause. Horizontal ridges, which I also learned are called Bose lines, can signal a significant disruption, whether that's illness, surgery, extreme dieting, or a major nutritional drop. Your nail essentially recorded the moment that your body went through something. Peeling layers often indicate dehydration or low protein and fat intake. Spoon-shaped nails, where the nail curves upward like a spoon, are a classic sign of iron deficiency anemia. The fix for nails is almost never a nail supplement. It's the same conversation we keep having. Iron, zinc, B vitamins, protein, and healthy fats, the building blocks your body needs for all of its repair work, with nails being one of the last places those resources arrive. I need to say something directly here. Women are more vulnerable to these visible nutrient deficiencies than men. And it's not because we're weaker, it is because our biology demands more. Heavy menstrual periods alone can cause women to lose 5 to 6 times more iron per cycle than normal menstruation. And here's what caught me, research shows that hair loss often appears before classic fatigue symptoms because your ferritin drops while your hemoglobin stays normal. So you could be losing hair as the only visible sign that your iron stores are depleted. And if no one checks ferritin specifically, it gets missed. Then add decades of dieting. Calorie restriction deprives hair follicles of energy and building blocks. A 2025 systematic review directly linked diet-related alopecia to iron deficiency and protein insufficiency. Recovery from diet-induced hair loss takes 6 to 9 months. That is not a quick fix. That's the timeline for your body to trust that it's getting enough again. Medications can also compound this. Birth control pills have been known to deplete magnesium, zinc, B6, folate, and vitamin E. Proton pump inhibitors, the acid reflux meds millions of women take, are known to cause B12 deficiencies in up to 20% of long-term users. In chronic stress, elevated cortisol reduces your skin's hyaluronic acid production by roughly 40% while simultaneously pushing your hair follicles out of their growth phase. Perimenopause layers all of this together. Estrogen decline reduces ceramide and hyaluronic acid production in your skin. It affects how your body absorbs B12. It disrupts the hair growth cycle. It weakens keratin production in your nails. So if you feel like everything has changed in your late 30s or 40s, this is probably why. It's not one thing, it's a convergence of many things. And this is the part that frustrates me the most. Nobody connects these dots for women. You go to the dermatologist for your skin, the hair specialist for your hair, your OBGYN for your hormones, but nobody takes a step back and says, all of these symptoms are pointing to the same place. You're nutrient depleted, and your body is telling you in every way it knows how. And that is exactly why I started this podcast, because I want to help you connect these dots. So here's the part where we actually think about what we can do to help mitigate these things. And I want to keep this practical because I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed by wellness advice. So we're going to keep this simple and easy. Step 1, get the right labs. Ask your provider to check ferritin, not just CBC. Ask for vitamin D, B12, zinc, and a full thyroid panel, including TSH, free T3, and free T4. You do not have to accept normal as the final word. Ask what your actual number is and whether there's an optimal, not just within range. Step number 2, look at your plate before your supplement shelf. Iron from animal sources, heme iron, is absorbed several times more efficiently than plant-based iron. B12, preformed vitamin A, zinc, copper, selenium. These are all found in concentrated, bioavailable forms in nutrient-dense animal foods, especially organ meats. I keep coming back to organ meats on this podcast, and I know that might seem repetitive, but there's a reason. A 2024 nutrient analysis of beef offal, which is basically just beef organs, confirmed what traditional cultures have practiced for centuries. Organ meats deliver a concentrated matrix of exactly the nutrients that show up as deficient in women with hair loss, skin issues, and brittle nails. One serving of beef liver gives you more vitamin B12 and more preformed vitamin A, more heme iron, and more bioavailable zinc and copper than most supplement stacks combined. And it delivers them together the way your body evolved to receive them, with the cofactors that help each nutrient do its job. If you've been with me since the first episode, you know this is where I always come back to. Bioavailability is not a buzzword. It's the difference between swallowing something and actually using it. For most women dealing with these visible signs of depletion, the issue isn't that they haven't found the right supplement, it's that they haven't given their body the nutrients in the form that it actually recognizes. That is bioavailability. All right, step number 3, support your gut. If your gut lining is compromised, you're not absorbing what you eat. Collagen, bone broth, soothing herbs like slippery elm and marshmallow root. Your gut-skin axis is real, and healing it changes what your face looks like. Step 4, give it time. Nutrient repletion isn't instant. Hair grows slow, nails grow slow, skin turns over on roughly a 28-day cycle. If you make meaningful changes in your diet and address real deficiencies, expect to see hair and nail improvements within about 3 to 6 months. Skin, on the other hand, can shift a little faster, sometimes within a few weeks, but this is a rebuild, not just a refresh. Here's what I want you to take away from this episode. Your hair, skin, and nails are not betraying you. They are reporting to you. They're doing exactly what they're designed to do. telling you the truth about what's happening inside. And the truth for so many women is that you've been running on empty for longer than you realize. Too little iron, too little vitamin D, too little protein, too much stress, and not enough of the right building blocks in the right form. You don't need another serum. You don't need a mega dose of biotin. Most likely what you need to do is listen to what your body's been trying to say. Check the actual numbers and start feeding it what it's been asking for. That is just biology doing what biology does best. All right, that is it for this episode of Wild is Wise. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a woman who needs to hear it. And follow Wild is Wise on Instagram and TikTok at Wild is Wise. And if you want to go deeper on anything we talked about today, visit wildiswise.com for show notes. I list all the research that we cite, and there are some free resources on there as well. As always, I hope this information has been helpful and useful for you. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, stay wild, stay wise. I'll see you next week.